Welcome, welcome everyone to Michelle on Demand. Happy Wednesday. I am trying to get my camera. Welcome, Show Me Nourish Land. We are back. Happy Wednesday. Michelle on Demand is live. So here we go. All right, everybody is muted out, and we will have today's discussion. So, for those of you here at Show Me Nourish Live on Facebook, if you're unfamiliar with Michelle on Demand, it is a nutrition program that you can be a part of. I come out here every day, typically at noon. We're behind today, but those of you who subscribe, we have our message board that we use so everyone knows if I should run into a situation where there's a crisis with a client. We may have to delay Michelle on Demand just a little bit. So today we had a concern, so a crisis. So we are here. Everyone is well. Everyone is doing good. So and again, that stays private. I have to obey all the HIPAA laws just like any other provider. All right, so today, our topic today is about inflammation, pain, and I got to thinking, okay, it's time. We have some new people here. We have people that haven't, really heard my story or my journey or how Show Me Nourish came to be. So today we're going to talk about that. I'm going to welcome you, all our new people that are here. We have new people here on our program with Michelle on Demand, and we have new people who have subscribed to Show Me Nourish. And so we're going to go ahead really quickly over these next 20 minutes that I provide you, and we are going to talk about how Show Me Nourish came to be, what I struggled through, how I struggled through, and how you're not alone. You're not alone on this journey, which is why I created Show Me Nourish, because many people felt alone throughout the process of what I was going through. And I didn't want anyone to feel that way any longer. So that's why I created the community that we have here today. We have a very loving and beautiful community. We have more coaches coming into this community, providing their services to those individuals who need you. I know you guys here on Zoom, Michelle on Demand, are loving those services. I'm hearing from you on the daily as you speak out on the community, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to the coaches that are here who are serving you. I'm grateful to Dr. Ogden, who is also here serving you. So those of you who are not familiar out on Facebook, the community is not just me. The community has other coaches in it. We have lifestyle coaches, transition coaches, we have grief and trauma coaches, we have mindset coaches that come in every single month, and they provide you a 20 to 30 minute presentation, and then they take your questions and help you in accordance. Dr. Ogden is with us in this group all the time. So if you ever need an advice or you have a question, Dr. Ogden is in the group, and he's always willing to answer and help. He is a beautiful man. All right, so let's get started with today's topic. Again, it is about my journey and how far I have come and how Show Me Nourish came to be. So sorry, I had a hair in my face and I needed to get it out. All right. So again, my name is Michelle Rawls. I'm a licensed nutritionist. I am a nurse, and I am a certified diabetic care education specialist. So pretty soon I will be adding menopausal care specialist as well, because I'm about ready to finish that course. So I'm super excited about that. Back in 2000, I was newly getting divorced from my first husband. And there were several things going on in that direction. I had had 3 children by this point. My youngest one was not quite 2 years old yet. And with that being said, I was not happy where I was in the marriage. It had been 9 years and things weren't going really well, but I was also noticing my health due to the marriage was deteriorating, mentally, physically, so forth. So some things started taking place, and I wound up in the hospital. I wound up finally being diagnosed in the year 2000 with chronic lymphocytic leukemia, um, and a blood coagulation disorder on the CC 617. So those going hand in hand with each other was continuously, of course, creating my illness. By the year 2003, I was needing a knee replacement as I was becoming unable to walk. The bone had deteriorated bilaterally, but I did not want to do both of them at the same time. So we chose to do one. I spent 18 weeks after many different consultations regarding my cancer and the blood disorder and what that would cause during surgery and how we needed to get the bone back into my leg, because it was being ate up. We used a cadaver bone. So that's how that came to be. So we had cadaver bone that was molded and made into a new knee for me. I spent 18 weeks in a cast. But what happened during that time frame was significant. Dr. Turnbaugh, who is an amazing doctor, who I really don't know if he's still with us today, but he was an amazing doctor. He is an amazing doctor. He literally came to me as he was eating a bowl of beans. He comes to my hospital side of the bed and he says, if you don't get another 50 pounds off of your body and give your healing even an opportunity. And what he was telling me, in not so many words, because he was very direct, he told me to make sure I continued to eat fresh from the farm. And he held up a spoonful of beans at that point. And he said, that is how you're going to heal your body. He goes, just mark my words, stay on the farm, eat from the farm, and you'll heal. He said, do your treatments and you'll heal. So I continued to stay, of course, on the farm. I was living on the farm at the time. And, but then, as my nursing career continued to move forward, my cancer would, go well for a while. And, we would go into certain medications that would flow with that time period of my cancer. And then we'd be back doing more, strategic medications to keep, this under control. It was just a yo-yo back and forth, back and forth. I decided to move all of my cancer treatment up to St. Louis because that's where I was working at the time. I was travel nursing. And as I moved all of that up to St. Louis, I found 3 oncologists that were in a group together that I did genuinely care for, liked, seemed like they were, all about me and my health. I also found a primary care doctor up here in St. Louis and a pain management doctor that was, again, very caring. Those 2 were holistic though. With that being said, we're now into the year 2014. I moved up into St. Louis here in the St. Louis area back in 2010. Married my husband in 2013, and in 2014, I collapsed on the nursing floor. My husband was called. He was asked to come and get me. We went to my oncologist at that point, and there was a meeting between all 3 oncologists, my actual primary, who was holistic, and my pain management, who was also holistic, is holistic, I should say. And at that point, it became very concerning to them. They felt like everything had been done that could possibly be done. We were 14 years into the diagnosis. Now, keep in mind, many individuals with chronic lymphocytic leukemia, their diagnosis doesn't go past 15 years. So let's keep that in mind, all right? So we were in the 14th year of this diagnosis, and they felt that they had done everything they could do. Everything had been done. So with that being said, their answer or their solution was to place me on palliative care and then transition, as the word was used, transition me to hospice care, and then further transition into my final resting place. I really don't know what came within me that day because at this point I'm in a wheelchair. I'm not able to walk. I'm in so much pain. I'm really suffering. My pain management doctor is trying to get me under control for the pain at this point while we're having this conversation. And I was just furious. I was furious at what they were saying, that this was their way of playing God. And I did not feel that that was a position that they should have tried to put themselves in or to even play upon. So, with that being said, I wasn't really capable of a whole lot of screaming and yelling at that point, but my husband was, and he, without using all the words that were used, he just told him that wasn't happening. We'll just leave it at that. That's what he told him. He said, "That's not happening." And I finally came around and said, "That's not how we're going to do things. I've got a better plan." And of course, they were shocked. They were like, "Wait a minute. What do you mean you have a better plan?" So at that moment, I stopped taking 19 medications and I quit seeing them. I fired them, told them they were fired. It's exactly what I said. I'll just, give you exactly what happened. I sat in my wheelchair. We'll pretend this is my wheelchair. And I went, "You're fired, you're fired, and you're fired." And I was done. And they were like, "What are you going to do?" I said, "I'm going to go back to my nutrition. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to the farms. I'm going to get farm to table food, and I'm going to start growing my own food." This even shocked my primary care doctor and my pain management doctor. They were like, "What are you talking about?" Um, I asked those two, my primary and my pain management. I said, "If you're willing to stay with me and work me through this, then okay. If not, I'll find somebody who is." They both shook their heads and said, "No, we're good. We'll be here for you, whatever you need. We'll guide you through." So I immediately go back home and I start diving into local farms, calling local farms, finding my local farmers markets. I'm really diving in. And I even put a list together of everything I needed to start my own gardening. And that's what we did. Um, Here it was, 2014. That was January 14th, 2014. That's when that all occurred. And by June of 2014, I was walking out of my wheelchair. My wheelchair was no longer needed. Didn't need it. Not saying that that wasn't a long journey to get to that point, but it was 6 months of me getting, the food that I needed, finding the food that I needed, creating relationships with farmers, and growing my own food and eating my own food. Not only that, but when needing to go to the grocery store, diving into those products that were bad, that I would not touch, to finding the products that are good out there, which is hard to do, and understanding how much you needed to consume and what you needed to consume in order to heal. So not only that, but I dove back into my nutrition degree. I went back to classing and I've continued to stay in classes every single month for the past 11 years. But let me go back to coming out of that wheelchair. So I came out of that wheelchair in June of 2014. By December 2014, I had lost 90 pounds. And not only was I up and walking, but I was walking 3 to 5 miles a day. Yes, every single day. I had a group of people coming and walking with me every day. We had great conversations. We still have great relationships. And not only that, but I had lost not the 90 pounds. Not only that, but the medications continued to stay gone, and we still have no medications today. Now, I did this all through food, through all the spices, all the food that's natural, real food. And I know many of you have asked that question, especially my demand group here. You guys have asked me, what is real food? And we talked about this. Real food is farm to table food, not pesticide food, not food that has been sprayed with any kind of toxins or pesticides whatsoever. We have real food grown organically from the ground. Some of it's hydroponics. I don't do a lot of hydroponic food. Not saying that's not good. I'm just saying that, there's still some type of chemical usage to hydroponic food. My whole realm of being, naturally eating is from the ground. That is what God gave us. So there was a funny comment the other day. My girlfriend and I, we always talk through Marco Polo. And she was saying that she didn't realize that I think it was her cauliflower and her broccoli would survive out in Texas where she lives through the freeze that they had. And so that brings me to this topic as well as we're having this discussion. There are seasonal foods, and there's a reason why that certain foods grow during the winter and certain foods grow during the spring, summer, and fall. God provided in every season. He not only provided for every season certain foods for every season, but he gave us the ability to see how food resembles our body. And if you go look at those foods and you see what season they are in, and you see what they resemble in the body aspect, then you understand how he put this food here for us to be able to heal ourselves, treat ourselves, and prevent ourselves from chronic illnesses and diseases. Taking the food from the ground, no chemicals. There was no chemicals back in his time or even our parents' time. It was my parents' time frame that those chemicals became to be. When you go back and look at the Vietnam War with Agent Orange, and then it coming around and being, now your Roundup. Yeah. Do your history. I know they're trying to wipe our history, but do your due diligence, do your research, because the history of our food is out there. And if you will go back to how to grow your own food and grow your own food, get relationships with your local farmers. That is what I love what I do, because no matter what state you're in, I have a farmer that I can get you in touch with. And if that farmer's not close to you, he knows a farmer or she knows a farmer that is close to you, or I know a farmer that's close to you, or I'll do the research to find a farmer close to you to help you get your food. It's important that we go back to the ground and we bring the food from the ground to the table. Toxin free, chemical free, no Roundup, no glyphosate, none of it. And thank the Lord I did what I did, because I was cancer free within that first year. In 2014, December, I got my first blood work back that there was no cancer. So no one's ever going to tell me that you cannot be healed, especially from cancer, because I've helped many get themselves to a healing point and staying cancer free. And you can too. But it's not just about cancer, okay? I help diabetics, especially as I told you, I'm a certified diabetic education care specialist. So I help individuals in diabetes, high blood pressure, Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, lupus, all aspects of disease, because our food is here to heal us. And I'm showing you how to do that. I'm giving you all those avenues to understand the food from the beginning it comes into the mouth to the minute it leaves the body, how it filters out, and how it helps you heal. So I hope this story inspires you. I hope it motivates you. I hope it gives you the knowledge that you need to continue to move forward in your health. We all have one healthy body at one point. What we do to it is what we have to take accountability for. It is my fault. that I turned around and put the foods in my body that caused cancer. It is my fault that I embellished on foods that I knew I shouldn't have and was obese. It is my fault, and I take responsibility for being obese, being with cancer, but I also had to take responsibility to heal myself and be accountable to that. And I did not want Western medicine any longer because it was not serving me. So if you're feeling or knowing within you that you're ready to take a real food journey and heal your body, treat your body, then here's where you need to be. And I have all the resources to help you. So we have a great community here. The resources are here. You need something, we will get you what you need. All right, everyone. Again, I hope this has inspired you, motivated you, giving you an opportunity to see the value of real food, and know that you can be healed, you can be treated, and you can prevent chronic illness and disease all through real food. All right, everyone, that's a wrap for Michelle on Demand today. Go ahead, everyone here, and open up your line so we can start your one-on-one nutrition discussions. Show me Nourished Land. Have a beautiful and wonderful day, and we will see you tomorrow. All right, guys, let's wrap this up and let's have our discussion.